Tone Bot, know I'm Tone Bot, know I'm Tone Bot. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. Oh, we back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, no Tone Bot. Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you're in the building. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. So boom. Man. We gotta talk, Ratchet Gang. We gotta chop it up. Look, tonight we are getting back into this Kada Scott situation. I have two very special guests, two ladies that I have been watching. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know who they were, but I've been watching, but I didn't know who they were because people keep sending me, my subscribers kept sending me their content. I was like, man, I'm very intrigued by what's going on with these two ladies. And if you know, like you probably know who I'm about to bring up and introduce you guys to. The thing is, we didn't confirm the interview until like maybe like 30 minutes before I went live, an hour before I went live or something like that. So what I'm gonna do is I have them sitting over here on StreamYard. I'm recording it on StreamYard, so we're gonna get it like this, and then after the live ends, I'll drop the interview by itself. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We got a lot of content to cover. Do y'all want me to just get straight into it and just bring them up right now? We could just get straight into it right now. If y'all ready, I need to see fire emojis in the chat. I want to see the chat filled with fire emojis. I want y'all to double tap that screen and get these likes up because they about to really tell y'all what's going on because these ladies did uncovered so much. They did a lot of the groundwork, and I just want to commend them for the job they did and have done and continue to do for Kada Scott. But they about to break this shit all the way down, allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video. Everything I say is alleged. Allegedly. Okay. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring up these two ladies. Give me a second. I'm about to share my screen. Give me a second, y'all. I'm about to let me bring them up here to the panel. All right, so we have Bree and we have Diaz.
How you doing?
What's
Hey,
going on?
Hi, Bree.
hey, D.
Hope you feeling good.
So are you, baby? I hope you're feeling good too.
How you ladies doing tonight?
We good.
Exhausted.
Okay, salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I know it was short notice, but I just want to say I thank both of y'all for pulling up and talking to me.
No problem. No problem.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves, Diaz and Bree.
Go
My
ahead,
name
D.
is my name is Diaz. 5531. Um, I got into this when my son passed away last year. Bree, you can go now.
Hi, I'm Breeway 5. I'm what you call a medium. So a lot of times I help people through like reading, tarot card readings, or bringing cases together through my abilities that I can see beyond the unseen.
Got you. And Bree, or were you the first one? Which one of you ladies were first on this, or did y'all come together? Like, how did you two link up on
Bree
this?
was Bree was actually on it first. Because I had lost my son last year, I was trying to stay away from it just a little bit at first. But then I just was like, she's been going too long. Diaz, you gotta step in at this point. You got no choice. So I
Bree,
connected with Bree. Bree was already having visions and stuff, and I just connected with Bree, and we just went from there.
well, how did this start for you, Bree?
Actually it started for me because Kada is my son's first cousin.
Oh wow,
So I was unaware of a situation. So I have a nice platform. And I call people my spirit baby. So one of my spirit babies had DM me and on Instagram and said, "Hey, what do you think about this case?" And I said, "Well, what case?" Because off a platform I have a clientele. So I seen and I clicked on it. It said Kada Scott, and my son name is Khalil Scott. So I was just like devastated immediately. So I clicked and I seen it was her. So I instantly, got involved and I told my son about it. So my son said, "Hey, let's drive." We live 2 hours from the city of Philadelphia. So my son said, "Let's drive to Philly and go find my cousin, which is like his sister. You know, they was raised together." So I
One of y'all
went.
got something playing in the background. I hear like a
Oh,
echo.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you that's
Okay,
better.
yeah, yeah.
So whatever the case is, we drove up there, we went looking around in the rain, things of that sort, to find clues or whatever the case may be. And I was putting out my sixth senses, I would call it, and allowing spirit to guide me. And then we went out there the next day to where her job site was at there for me to get clues. So as time went on, that's when I started getting downloads. And the downloads was leading me to a person with dreadlocks. It was leading me to things like a white truck. It was leading me to the case, and then it led me to the Ada Lewis Middle School where I actually grew up at. Me and Diaz. So we grew up around there in that neighborhood, and it led me to the school to know that that's where her body was at.
So you knew about the school before the police ever came out with that information.
Yeah, the police got the information from me and Diaz, but how me and Diaz hooked up because Diaz has a large platform as well, and she was going live about it, and so I hopped on her panel, and me and her, we was coincide with the people, and they was asking me questions, and then she had another medium get up there to actually, speak with me because I was a little clouded because it was a relative, not a blood relative, but to my son it is. So, and I, was me and Kata mom was pregnant at the same time. Our kids are a month apart. So, I watched the little girl be a little girl, but as time went on, I wasn't close to her because I wasn't around because I wasn't with his father. But she resonated with me and she wanted me because she knew what I was. So she resonated with me. And, with the help of Diaz made sure that she stayed on the case. She was in tune with it. She was talking to the detectives. She was making sure that she
Medical and
did
examiners and everything.
medical exams, everything. She was on it, like non-stop. And I just would hop on her live because me and her coinciding together, and we cracked this thing down together with some other tribes of our people that actually got in tune and did everything. So I didn't, go out there with picks, swords, and knives and say, "Let's go look for Kate." I just got up because Spirit told me to. And Diaz would be on the live while we out there. She would make sure she was watching, and some other people got involved. And abandoned the school was abandoned, so we went in the dark. We breaking locks and all types of stuff, and it's a video. I don't know if you have it. He had a video, Diaz, where she
No,
screams.
she's screaming. You can hear her spirit. It's
I
it's
did.
about
I seen that. I seen that.
yeah, it's about maybe like 30 of them out there, and
Yeah.
you can hear somebody like a voice screaming help. And at first, I'm like, hold up, what is they talking about? And then I start playing the video, and I hear the people like, oh my god, you hear that? So when she started getting the breeze started getting a little cloudy, I had called somebody that I used, and before this, I never believed in none of that. And I had used this person because she led me right to my son's body. Bree was the first one to hit me up by my son, but like I said, I didn't believe in it. So I had cussed Bree out real bad when my son passed.
Yes, she
But
did.
like a dog. So when the psychic that I knew that I used for my son, she got on there and she said she started speaking and she started doing her stuff. She said, "Listen, I'm telling y'all right now. Kata is telling me that she's still in West Oak Lane. Stop looking in these other areas. She's in West Oak Lane." And then she told us, like, okay, Kata's not in water, Diaz. You think she's in water, she's on land, but she's in a shallow grave. And she's telling me to stay on the school. So what we did was we had people calling in anonymous. One of the boys from Philly Pages, we had filmed Bree and them filmed her lip gloss.
Hmm.
Um it's a guy that was with us too. He said he been trying to get up here. It's not letting him. He works at the morgue, but
Is that
when
the
we
guy
went,
that's usually on your lives?
yeah, yeah, he's trying to get on. He said it's not letting him.
It should.
Um,
So Breeze,
so
go ahead.
go ahead. So
Say
what we did was when she had told us that, we actually went back out there that same morning before they got out there. We had already had people out there. So we had people calling in. Bree was calling in all night, telling them like go back and search in the bushes. Y'all ain't do a thorough search. There's no way y'all did. And come to find out, she was exactly where the anonymous tip came in. We called. She was in the bushes like we thought the whole time.
wow.
Her Apple Watch had pinged that she was in the driveway of Ada Lewis School, and they missed that. So I had like detectives and sheriff people that I was cool with that was calling me on the back end when he first got there. When he first got there, he had asked the sheriff when they was taking his fingerprints, when am I leaving? So he didn't even think that he was going to get caught with this either.
Hmm.
It was
So
it was it was a lot.
okay, here she's back. Okay, there you go.
Like, call me
You there, Bree?
fucking
Can you hear me, Bree?
thing.
I
Hey
think Bree.
Bree, can you hear her?
I see her on here. I think I hear her talking, but Bree, I hear her, but I don't think she hears us.
I don't think she hear us either. But
I'm right here. Can y'all hear me?
Okay, yeah, we hear
yeah,
you
we
now.
can hear you now.
Somebody had called, and I hate that because,
You might want to put on Do Not Disturb because it's gonna knock
yeah, I'm
you out.
about to do that right now.
Okay, so we're back. Okay, you can finish what you were saying. D. Somebody
So
was
Bree
talking.
was so even when I tried to like even when I tied it like Bree, I think she by the water, we can't smell her. Bree was just really consistent in us just please believing in her. Like she wanted us to tear the school up. And she kept going back there. She was real persistent and she said, my niece is back there, Diaz. And I'm always in Atlanta. So, I do a lot of searches with kids. So what I did was I knew that I had the platform with a lot of followers that would go out there and search because my sons was found in the river last year, which was Quadi and Asar. Um, you probably heard about Quadir and Asar, Scott Thomas. They was found in the river. So I kind of just fell back and I just was like, okay, we gotta take this lead with Bree. And I just stayed on live one day, literally to 6 in the morning, and I let Bree do the movement. The people came out. I had people all up Southwest looking for. But when we listened to Bree and the psychic, it led us right back to the school that morning before the police came. We was there.
hmm hmm And the police, they leads was us. They was watching our page. Things of that sort. And of course, that they say it was anonymous tip, but we was the tip.
So you
So
were the tip.
well, I say we because it's a tribe thing, and no matter what I found, we came together as a unity. Because here's the thing: the system fails us where we from, and the system fails us as a community. Period. So if Diaz didn't have a platform she had with the people she had versus the people I had, and the people that came out on her behalf and my behalf, it's a tribe thing. I'm not gonna sit there and do that. I'm gonna take and allow everybody to get recognition for what they need to get recognition for. But my niece was telling me, calling me, and I was catching backlash like crazy. Like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. I mean, I had people that was rocking heavy. Then you had some of the people was like, oh, she don't know. She's not the real blood aunt. She don't know nothing. And I'm confused because I'm like, I'm driving 2 hours up and 2 hours back, gas and tolls with my son because he's hurting. Because that's my son's cousin. And, where's the people out there that's worried about what I'm doing instead of being out there looking for her? Because last time I seen it was just me and my tribe, which is Diaz and everybody else. So at first I started getting weary about it because I got emotional. And I see my son every day who's crying over somebody that he looks at his sister because they're first blood cousins. You got people trolling me. The people that believe in me that know me from Diaz case or any other cases I solve, or just being a medium. And I'm a two-headed doctor, so I take hexes off people and everything. I travel to down south, all of that. And now people are believers. But a lot of things could be resolved when we just pay attention that we are spiritual before with a physical plane. But for the most part, when she yelled help because she wanted me to know I was in the right vicinity. And
Mhm.
Do you believe that she was alive at that point?
no,
You don't.
Mm-mm.
Kada
No,
has
for sure she wasn't. She was transitioned.
she was transitioned. Kada has transitioned the day she went missing.
So you think she died that night?
She did
For
for sure.
sure.
I don't think I know.
Okay.
See, I got the inside scoop also today. I meant to tell you that too. I didn't get to tell you that, but It was a call that came through from the medical examiner. So the most they could give me was she was not shot at all. So I'm gonna put that out there even before the news put it out there. She wasn't shot at all, but you can tell that she put on a hell of a fight. The medical examiner did say. They said she fought, and she fought a good fight.
Hello?
So
Yeah.
that's what I got today from there. Now what I don't understand is why he's not charged with murder charges. I don't understand that, and that is bothering me. So tomorrow I'm taking a lot of my time out to write to the president and the mayor and the city councils and all the state representatives because I don't understand this. And this is the guy right here. He was on every time when I woke up that morning. I swear to God, I woke up at 11:30. I told him my feelings by 9 o'clock. This man was down at the river for me. He was making calls for abandoned cars, and then he was up southwest for me. No, South Philly. He went behind there, and then he was back at the school before the police got there, the medical examiners, before anybody got there. This guy right here, which is Hookah, he went every step of the way looking for her. He wasn't going to work, and he works. He runs a funeral home, but he was just so in tune with helping us find her because I was on my way on a plane. I was like, I got to get down there, but he did a lot of the footwork for me and Bree because me and Bree live out of town. Bree lives about 2 to 3 hours. I'm about 16. So he can tell you a lot. He was there today, and they found more bones today in a
Mm,
shallow place right behind the same school today, and he was there.
Mm.
mm.
You want to speak on that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
He
Okay,
won.
yeah, it's
Go
kind of low on my end. Yeah, so this morning it appeared to be a bone of a human, according to my view, and the white shirt sergeant that came um, after the white shirt sergeant seen the bone. He said, "Well, it looks like a human bone to me." So he made a phone call, and then they automatically shut it down again as a crime scene. They went through the whole logistics of detectives coming out, the crime scene unit coming out, medical examiner came out, a course school, police sergeant and them came out. The news media was already coming anyway to prepare to set up for the 4 o'clock visual that they had for her today. It has not been confirmed that that bone that was discovered um, is in fact a bone of a human. Just want to make that clear. It was one bone. It has not been confirmed by the medical examiner as of yet if that is in fact a bone of a human. So we won't actually know that until they say something or we get an inside source that can confirm that. But I do want to say is that the city of Philadelphia dropped the ball on
ahead.
several occasions. The first ball they dropped was when I told the two officers, and I am going to tomorrow make it my duty to find those two officers that was assigned to the paddy wagon in that district on October the 11th, around about 11 o'clock, 10:46, 11 o'clock was when I approached them personally myself, asked them after y'all searched that park over there, why didn't y'all search the school? And did y'all search the old Bethesda nursing home? And they said no, they didn't search neither one. I said, well, y'all need to go. Y'all need to do a thorough search on that side of the park. I said because this is the side of the park where if anybody would do anything, this is the dark park right here, the dark area right here. Washington Lane is a main uh, block in the city of Philadelphia. We have several, well, not several. We have the Route XH bus that travels up and down that block all day, all night. We have several cars that travel up and down that block. So the area that they were searching was not in void because if anything, it would have been on Artley Street, where it's not as much traffic at nighttime, and it's very dark in that area at nighttime. And nobody goes back there at all. Um, at least people that have common sense. And I told them to search back there. They did not do that until days later. When they initiated that search days later, they blocked off the whole block. They did what they did. They found what they found. And again, those same two police officers that I approached days before was on that particular detail as well.
Hmm.
The night before, when Bree and started the search, and she had some people to come out to assist her. I was one to assist in that search effort and trying to find her or something. And it was just giving signs all night and all day that she was definitely in that area for sure. Nothing that Bree said was crazy, and I want to defend her publicly around the world because there's a lot of um, jokes being made, TikToks being made about what she heard and what others heard. I, my fact, was not on the live. I had got a phone call about the live, and I got a phone call about they heard someone say "help," the voice. I personally
Well,
listened to.
can I personally say this about Bree? Bree,
Yes.
you are, and I'm gonna physically say this about yourself. You are one of a kind.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you, baby.
you are one of a kind, and I don't care what nobody said about you.
Thank you, baby.
And at the end of the day, I am a Muslim. Okay,
Understandable.
and I agreed on everything that you ever said out your mouth. I was one of the ones that was on here when you was doing your readings, okay?
Okay.
That's right.
And I cried so bad
Oh,
off of your readings.
oh,
Oh,
I
Naja.
love you.
I cried off your readings, and I kept typing on your live. I'm like, Bree, listen to me. You talking to me. You talking to me. I kept hitting you up.
That's
Okay, so I have a question, really for the gentleman. Your name is Ewan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ewan, Mr. Ewan. I heard you say something like the grassy area where they found her in. From what I took from what you said, I feel like you don't believe she was there previously.
mm-mm.
So
So
it meant like she got put
there,
there.
Hold, yeah,
Let
yeah.
him talk. Let him talk. I don't.
there are a lot of speculations that she wasn't there and that she was just placed there. And I try to look at it on everybody's viewpoint, as well as if that was me doing something with a body. You got to consider all factors in this matter, in this situation, of
Mm-hmm.
common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to drive around or continue to move with a body of a person that is well known through social media and the news and around the world of being missing, knowing that every and anybody is looking for that individual, and that there's just a possibility that you may be spotted with that individual in your vehicle of any kind or anything out the norm. That's the first thing. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing, the medical examiner, um, the way a body deteriorates, a body
Mm-hmm.
deteriorates differently
Yep.
versus a body that's outside in the heat
Mm-hmm.
versus a body that is in the water
Mm-hmm.
versus a body that is naturally buried in the ground, dirt
Yes.
Right.
the body. So the
Yes.
deterioration is different. The breakdown of the body is way different
Yes.
than a body being above ground. Okay,
Yes.
that body was uh in a shallow grave, but it was covered. You would not have known that body
Mm-hmm.
was there unless you knew anything about fresh dirt, overturned dirt, and things of that sort.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
so that's how deep it was, but it wasn't as deep as a grave in itself. It was deep enough for the body to go in
Oh
and the
wow.
body to be covered. This was, I'm not going to say professionally done, but this was pre-planned.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to know that
And
area
can
to
can I
know
ask
Naja, let
can I
him
ask
talk,
everybody
Naja.
to.
that's on here?
Lord.
Do y'all think that it was somebody else involved with
I
the
just
situation?
I
Can you
just
We
can
do.
you give me a
We
minute,
do.
sweetheart, so I can
Let her
finish
talk,
explaining
baby.
myself to
Let her
you?
talk. I don't even know how all these
Okay.
people got up here.
I don't. I thought
Um.
these ain't y'all people.
No, I just asked I asked
Naja
one
Boy, she
question.
watches, but she wasn't in the investigation with us. She watches though. She definitely one of our supporters. She one of my supporters.
I'm gonna take her off. Is
But
who is?
she keeps stopping people from talking. It was irking me.
I'm just gonna let y'all stay up here.
Um. Back there, if you go back there, if you just driving from Artney Street and looking back there, you will assume that beyond the driveway, which is U-shaped driveway, you would think that you cannot gain access back there to the field with a car based upon the
You
look
can.
if you was walking or driving past the school. That's the first point. The second point is you would have to literally physically walk or drive back there to know that you have a spot back there that's behind the school that you can actually drive your car back there. I believe that this grave was already dug for her. I believe that he had a blackout moment and realized that I am not getting this girl back that I am infatuated with, I'm in love with, that I want. I believe that reality smacked him in the face when he was following her and realized that I'm not getting her back, that she really moved on. And he had a blackout snap moment. And at that moment, he blacked out and did something to her.
mm, I want to add to that.
That body was there the whole time. Second point is if you listen to what they said today in the press conference, they
Mm-hmm.
retrieved a video footage
That's him going
of
there
this dark
twice.
colored vehicle
Mm.
that timing wise, if you look at the time slot of everything that happened,
The
the time
car
slot
and
of
his
that video
phone.
versus the time that she was missing, it was a half an hour difference.
She died within a half an hour of leaving her job. She
And
was dead.
and I had
And there's
stated
no
that.
way to dig a grave, get a body, get everything out and scatter stuff and within a half an hour
Oh no, this was premeditated
of that
because
vehicle
hold up,
going
why I'm
in
saying
and
this
coming out.
premeditated is because
Point three,
from what I know,
there was
he
a lady
had.
that was outside with us
I don't think he
the
can hear.
night that
Can
we
you?
was doing the
I don't think he
search.
can hear us. He always
Huh?
do that. What I was trying to say, Hookah, is the reason
Can
why
you hear
I
me?
said that is because yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
we can hear you.
What
We
we
just
were
can't
saying is
Can you hear me
they
now?
said that the car, yeah, they said that the car had came past twice. That he stole the car the day before Kada went missing. He went back to the recreation center 2 days in a row. So that means this is premeditated. You asked the day before she went missing, you asked your friend, where do she know Kada from? The friend said she lives behind my house. That was strike one. You gave him the location to where this girl lives. He watched her on that Instagram out on that date and he waited for her. He waited for she got dropped off and he waited and he went to that job. He told his mother because the cousin reached out to me of the guy. He
hear.
told his mother that he had texted her and asked her did she want something to eat. And she told him yeah. And from there they got in the car and they start arguing. He didn't tell his mom that he heard her, but that was the story that he gave his family. Was that they just got in an argument in the car and then he shut down and wouldn't talk no more.
So can I give?
So go
Wait, go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Bree.
So the downloads what I had when it first happened, and I, was telling Diaz and Hookah Me and everybody else. People kept asking me, "Is she transition?" I don't like to put that out there when it's fresh, because a lot of people be in an uproar and things of that sort, and it's very emotional and it can be causing conflict. But she's transitioned, and people thought that he kidnapped her and put her in the car. As I stated to the news and as I stated to everybody else, she was willing to get in the car. Why? Number one, because she previously, how can I put this? You know how girls play guys, just use them for what they want.
Yeah.
Well, he was the weed guy, so you do the math. So, weed guy, you get certain things from somebody, but he was on some obsession type stuff. So she had to downplay him after a while. She started liking a new guy that she was dealing with, and she met in September, and she had to keep him on the wing because he's crazy. He was on some other stuff. So she trying to downplay him because now she's happy with the guy that she's talking to now. So in between that, as I'm speaking to the young lady on the phone who's friends with the girl who had the TikTok, which is her best friend, um,
That's
she
Gabby, right?
yes,
Okay.
she
Okay.
explained to me that she's been around him a few times, not by herself, but different people in the house, chilling or whatever the case may be. But what happened is the boyfriend said, "Well, she is easy."
Go ahead. I'm gonna mute them while you talk. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bree. I can't hear you, Bree. Unmute your mic.
I'm sorry.
There
And
you
they
go.
said she was easy, and easy is not. The boyfriend said she was easy to the news, so the news said Kata was easy. I wouldn't say easy. She just was, super free hearted. So whatever the case is, the boy, I'm telling you, my downloads is now versus what that was truth right there. So the downloads was that he watched Kata and he was highly upset to see her with the boyfriend doing the activities she did with him earlier that day, from golfing to going, to work, to the park to work. Now she kept him on edge again based upon he showed her signs already that he ain't got it all up in his head. So when he came to the job, of course he said, "Let's go get something to eat." He also said, "We gonna smoke, we gonna kick it, da 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 da." Instantly, less than 10 minutes up coming towards this way because the job is the opposite way. Less than 10 minutes for sure, for sure. That's when he got active for her. He started hitting her, punching her in the face. He started strangling her. I'm seeing all these visions. So sure enough, that's when strangulation came up, and he's known for doing that type of stuff. Now, once he got her to that Ada Lewis Middle School, which we grew up at, it was already a wrap. One thing I will say is she was fighting. She definitely was fighting. That's how they discovered her phone, her debit cards, and her mace. She maced him. So what happened was he finished her off however he did. Now, on agreement with Hookah Man, what he's saying about far as her body being there, I agree to an extent. He did do the ditch earlier that day before Hookah Man and anybody came out. It was me and a lady, Miss Ava, and some other woman. We was out there early that afternoon. We searched that whole perimeter twice, and we all three of us said, "I don't know why I feel like she's right here, but is she in our face? But we don't see her." So when the news came back and found her in that spot, I'm trying to tell me if my eyes are deceiving me or not, because I didn't see her there, and I looked at that spot twice, and we
So
was all.
you were in the exact spot they found her.
I was in the exact spot. Yes, it
So
was
I'm
on.
gonna ask you the same question I asked him then. Since you were there, do you
Yes,
feel like she was placed there
I do. I
afterwards?
it's
You
third.
do?
It's a third party involved for sure. The third party I have in my mind, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to expose that. But it is a third party involved. Not only is a third party involved, I went on Diaz Live earlier and showed even my own live. There are spirits right there,
I
and there,
see, I saw that.
yes.
The Puerto
So
Rican lady?
yes, you see her. Did you see the boy
Yup, you
behind?
see her face turning different.
Yes.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's the Puerto Rican lady that I keep seeing in my vision that's missing. So what Kata didn't just do, she didn't just bring awareness for her. She's bringing awareness for every. I'm like a portal for everybody now, like Whoopi Goldberg off of Ghost. So at the end of the day, all of these entities are coming towards me, or the transitions are coming to me. Now, far as what Hookah Man was saying, the bone or whatever the case may be, that's where the bone was actually at, right there. So I said they need to go back out there and dig some more because that's not the bone from her, Kata. That's a bone from somebody else, if that's a bone. But at the end of the day, them spirits let me know dig right there, or it's some more bodies out there in that vicinity. Now, I believe what Hookah Man's saying, like forensics and things of that sort. But one thing too for certain, my eyes don't deceive me, and I looked up and down, around the corner, back and forth. We went in the bushes, thorns. I'm looking at Miss Ava, who's older than me, how she even did it. But we was over there. Wasn't nothing over there. Then all of a sudden, they find a body right there. I'm home watching it live on Diaz Live. And I'm like, well, when was that there? Because we just was out there. And this is before everybody came outside. So it don't make sense
So
to me.
so you got to remember the reason why it don't make sense. And hopefully, what I'm saying, you'll probably understand it a little bit better. The reason why you overlooked it was because, for one, she was in the ground, fully covered,
Okay.
submerged in the dirt, deep enough where it wasn't a piece of hand, it wasn't a foot or anything of that sort,
Okay.
exposed for you to see with the natural eye.
And
You
she
Okay.
had
literally had
trash
to,
bags. She had trash on
you,
her too.
Okay. Well, that makes
yeah,
sense.
you literally had to get a shovel and dig in order to find her. You could have
Mm.
stepped on top of her and
But
probably did and didn't realize it because you're not going to feel it. That's how much dirt that was on top of her. So when they say a shallow grave, that don't mean, oh, lay there just covered the body in dirt. No, she was in dirt. She was deep in the dirt, but she wasn't as deep as a traditional burial, should we say
but
it
that's
like
when I
that.
knew earlier that day, because when I sat there and said I feel her right here, that means she was right there.
Now,
So
the reason why I said I wanted to defend you
uh-huh,
before I was cut off by the other young lady, and I'm gonna try to
uh-huh.
make this fast so that you can finish speaking. For one,
Take your time.
was the voice of help. That was the first cry, a sign. Two, where you heard the voice and the cry of help was trees, a bushel of trees on the wall. And every time we walked past there, the birds kept flying out. Every single time they kept flying out. We never seen them go back in, but it just kept flying out. They just kept flying out. That was the second sign. The third sign was one of the young ladies pulled us from the Bethesda parking lot as we was walking across the street to the house and said that I smell something along the bushes. Let's go take a look at it again. And this board is back there. And that's when we all went back there and we smelled the bushes and I smelled something and I said, yes, it do smell like something foul. And also it smelled like pine oil. And on the same side of where I smelled something at is the exact same side, just a couple of yards away from where they found her at. The other sign was the board. When we lifted the board up, it was fresh dirt. Okay. And that fresh dirt, once we started trying to dig a little bit, there was maggots and worms that was giving a sign that she's buried in the ground in the ground, and maggots and worms at this point is eating her body. And it was fresh dirt. It wasn't no dead grass around it. It wasn't no old leaves around it or anything of that sort. It was covered with a board and fresh dirt. So these are the signs to me that I believe that God gave to everybody and to me to let me and us know, those that was pick up on the signs, that she's here in this vicinity. And I just believe that when we was all searching back there and everything like that, I believe that it was the will of God that he did not physically allow us to dig her up and see her in that state. That's my personal belief. I believe he allowed us to see the signs. He allowed us to hear what we heard for those that heard it. He allowed us to see and smell what we smelled and see what we seen. But he did not allow us to physically find her in that state for a number of reasons. That's just my personal opinion.
Now, do you guys feel like there's more people involved in this, or do you think he acted alone?
To be honest with you, and I'm
He
not
doesn't
gonna
have
lie,
to.
I think it's more people involved in this, but in other areas of the car that was on fire, this black car that was on fire. Anything you know about a black car being on fire? Typically, when the fire truck come out, the police normally come out to make a report and also get the car towed or whatever. Okay, this car was moved and demolished before they can even get to the car. And on top of that, there are a number of cars that was on fire. We walked past one car that was on fire when we was looking that day for her. Okay, and that car was still there and it's been there for years.
It
That
was a
car has not been
distraction.
towed. So why have that car that was on fire been towed and demolished so quickly? So I believe that he paid somebody to move that car. I believe that he paid somebody to have that car demolished and sandwiched or whatever the case may be, because it was more evidence in that car that would have made
Okay, you cutting.
You're cutting off.
that car that they in the parking lot, that
Your
was a
your,
car
your signal's fading. Your signal's
around
fading. We can hear
Your
you.
signal, your signal, your signal, your signal bad, Hookah man.
Can you hear us? Okay,
He
his
can't he can't hear. What he's saying is it was a lot of cars, so I guess when he was trying to set up a distraction. So he was going around setting cars on fire. That was to distract everyone from looking for Kada.
I'm
Um,
sorry, guys. Dana grandma.
Text Hookah man, tell him his signal is real bad. We can't hear nothing he's saying. So basically, he had got the car the day before. They said that they didn't notice it at first, but Kata's Apple Watch had pinged in the driveway of Ada Lewis School, but they didn't figure that out until after her body was picked up. They also had a video of the Black Maxima pulling up to the recreation center the day before Kata went missing, and then the night Kata went missing, it was there too. So what they did was they pinged Kata's phone, his phone, and then the recreation center videos. And he was placed at the facility at the same time every time. From there they has him going into the rec through the I guess through the grass area, but then they don't have him anymore. Um he ended up turning himself in once he got the call that Kata was missing. So this was premeditated for sure. This was the car was the day before. Um, the stolen car was the day before. You know, this is all premeditated. Period. I just don't understand. And Bree, maybe we could do something tomorrow on that end. Because not charging him with murder right now is just it makes the city, the universe for real very upset. And me as a mom, I'm just like I can't believe it. And to hear that, you know, she had to put on such of a fight from the medical examiner said like this baby fought for her life. You know, it disgusts me.
She
It
so
did.
I
disgusts me.
thought that they did charge him with the murder, according to the press
No,
release
he's
this
not
morning.
charged with murder at all right now. At all.
I didn't hear it either that he was.
He's not charged. He's charged with
Arson.
tampering with evidence, arson, but no body.
For sure, for sure. Even though one thing too for certain, y'all know me, I validate what I see, what people say, versus what I'm shown. For sure, it is a third party involved. Now, whether it comes up or not, I'm telling you, it's a third party involved. It may not be based upon the, her being in a dirt, the shallow dirt, or things of that sort. But she came to me and let me. I asked her, but she didn't respond to the person I asked her about. But she did respond to me and say, "Yeah, it's a third party involved."
I
Now,
want to know why the boyfriend took everything down on his page because Breezy won't say it, but Diaz damn sure will. That's she don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Y'all believe it was a male or a female?
So this is what I believe.
it's a no for sure.
It's a male. I believe. I don't know if I'm gonna speak, but I believe that when Kaden first went missing, her boyfriend had a lot of videos on his Instagram where as though it's him and Kaden and they inside Albury Woods. I mean, 10 and 12 different videos of him and Kata in the woods, and this is the new boyfriend.
Yes.
Once they put out that Kata was missing, he took every video down. That disturbed me a lot. And I'm not saying he do, but I'm just saying we can't forget about it was another story, maybe like last year, where a boyfriend and a baby father of the girl who was pregnant, they ganged up together and killed her together.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I just feel like Kate is a small girl, but so is he.
Hmm.
And I don't feel like he could have
Did all that.
did all of that, killed her, drug her body out with nobody seeing. That's dead weight at that point. He definitely had somebody, and it was a strange man that came up there when they were searching that looked just like him.
Hmm.
So I wanted to add to Diaz on that. So I'm not going to say things that ain't here. That's what I'm gonna say. That's not true. But if you look at it, okay, so instantly before I even vision Keon with the dreadlocks. I seen his picture. I talked to the mother of Kada on a phone, and she sent me a picture of him. Because of course anybody going to think everybody's suspect around the time, but the findings of her daughter. So whatever the case is, when I seen the picture, I seen entities over him. So when I go to search him up on Instagram, that picture is no longer there. That picture was in June, and he's sitting on a bench in the same park in the same area where they found Kate body at.
Mm.
So now I'm researching because why is nobody paying to the background of the grass and the bushes and the bench where it's located?
The bench.
And so when that happens, I go to his page. I see different pictures of Kate, and that's one thing to love somebody. It's another thing to be obsessed with someone. So when I just meet somebody in September and it's only October, it's just certain things I'm going to pay attention to. Not saying that he did it. I'm just saying what I see.
So, which one of y'all were the ones that talked to Gabby and her friend?
I didn't talk to Gabby. I talked to the friend of the TikTok girl.
Okay. And what did she tell you? And do you feel like Gabby either knows more or is involved?
No,
Oh,
she do.
definitely,
She
definitely.
said out her own mouth, she said that he called her. She told her where Kata lived at, which was behind her. And she also made a comment that I would never hope she come back to Philly. She said, why would I tell what I know? He's already locked up. I don't see no point. And then she made another statement saying, well, where I'm from, we don't snitch. Well, baby, we from the same neighborhood. They ain't snitching when your friend has slaughtered the little girl who y'all knew. And then she kept saying, well, Kata's not my friend. I grew up with her sister.
What?
And she said she
What?
was a little sister. She don't have a little sister.
Yes, she do.
She does?
Yeah,
I thought she
she's
told.
Yes.
she's
No,
going to
her,
college.
It's a lot of something else everybody don't know. When Bree said that it was going to be three people involved,
mhm.
that night, I remember because I got the phone call from down at Eighth and Race that he was still there. It was about 10 o'clock at night. He was about to make a statement for his lawyer. And they said, Diaz, they said that girl Bree is telling the truth. I said, what you mean? Now, this before the cops even knew what he said. She said three people just left. I mean, three people did come in. I said, what you mean? She said, we questioned him and we questioned two females. He said the two females was released, but he wasn't. And then said that he was texting her off of their phone from a text now number.
Hmm.
I feel like Gabby, you ran back to college.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you run back to college?
Because she was scared and didn't want to talk, and she knew what happened. And he told her not to say anything.
He told her not to say nothing. She said it. She said not that he told me not to say anything. She said, and Kata wasn't my friend, he was. I played that video over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's his jealousy.
She
So,
definitely said a lot of suspect things that made me think that I feel like she gave her drop up to him. She told him exactly how to find her, exactly where to go look for her. And I think that she put him on to her. I feel like she was jealous of Kata. That's my opinion.
I
Me too. Me too.
yep, for
Me
sure.
too. Because why would you tell him she lived behind my house? If Kata didn't tell this man where she lived at, why would you? Then I found some more information today, Bree. I didn't get to tell you.
Hmm.
The reason why he has money because he has connections. I just found out that he's friends with D30 and them.
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
So right now, some of the family, the mom is not, but a lot of the cousins is saying some real hateful things about us. Like They put up a letter saying, "Oh well, where they told them to go, we actually found her because we was there the day before and we was 2 to 5 feet away. We didn't do this for no recognition. We didn't do this because we needed clout. I have views. I have a page. I had a page before it was 20,000 followers. I never cared a fuck about that. I know that when my son went missing, I searched for him for 41 days without any police help, and
Okay.
all I wanted to do was help bring this little girl home because I know what it feel like to find your child decomposed that bad. My son was 41 days decomposed. You understand? So my mind was like seeing Bree crying and then, seeing her son so sad. I'm like, Diaz, you not there. Get a plane flight. And Bree said, no, you can do that from the phone, Diaz. Just get all your followers. And we searched nonstop. So I don't want anybody to look at Bree, and I'm standing 10 toes behind her, 100%. I mean, I'm gonna let the family. I'm standing 10 whole toes behind her. She worked on this every day. She didn't have to. She did. She put herself in jeopardy. She even put her son in jeopardy because when you go looking for things and murderers get upset, anything can happen, and everybody put their life on jeopardy. Even you, sir, doing this podcast, to make sure awareness came about Kada.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The nursing home not having cameras, that's a big red flag for me because it's so dark. That should be a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
I would never let my loved ones stay in a place that I can't. If something
Yeah.
happened to them, I couldn't be able to view anything. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. That's craziness.
and the police never searched the place that she went missing from. And then I have another problem is they waited so long to even start looking for it. Like, what was all
hmm
that about?
They
The
waited till we start looking, till they felt like we was interfering in their investigation. Tell me what
Yeah, because the first time around when they went to Ada Lewis, I said she's at Ada Lewis. They seen that tip. They go to Ada Lewis. Boom. They go to Ada Lewis. Now they talk about said he went in there. And what I said to Diaz and I said to Hookah Man, I said they didn't search that building. I said they did not search that building. Now they come back after me and Hookah Man and Diaz was there and go back and look in there. And then all of a sudden, now they find Kata's body. Make it make sense. You said you searched that whole perimeter. No, you didn't. You lied. The system fails us every time, like I said. Far as Diaz, far as me, far as Hookah Man, we have our own platforms. Like she said, the clout chasing. I am the clout. What I do, and my clout is what I do, and that's helping people spiritually and spiritually connected. Before Kata, way before Kata, my following is very well on TikTok versus social media on Instagram. And I do this hands on outside of social media. I don't need the social media. This is what I do. So the reason why I'm so embedded in this is because it's my son's first cousin. And if he's hurting, I'm hurting. I don't want to see my son crying morning and he has to do 12-hour shifts going to work like that, coming home crying, snot. Why this had to happen to her? That makes me very upset. So I think what bothers me the most, I'm not worried about the trolling. I think I'm more worried about why are you worried about what I'm doing and not doing it with me. If it's family that's had something to say, why you didn't get out there with me and do what you needed to do? Because I didn't ask for pick. I didn't get up and say, hey, everybody, come along. Everybody was just working as a team because we all was following each other and we see. And this just didn't affect me or their family. This affected everybody. Because this is Kate is everybody's child now or everybody's relative because that's how big the story is. It affected so many people in so many different states. So when people do hateful things like that, it's because one, they have ignorance and their lack of education of knowing who they are. Two, they want the spotlight. So they do things to troll and do things like that. That doesn't bother me. My backbone is too strong and I'm very powerful at what I do. So I don't really worry about that type of stuff. But Diaz, Hookah Man, and all the people else, everybody else that was helping us, the men. We had men that broke into school that was climbing on top of the building, falling off. I mean, literally going in a dark school with dark entities that was on fire, glass everywhere, pesticides, people pulling up with masks. As a young lady, they pulled up with masks and flashlights. We was a team. We was a unity. You understand? So that's why I say the credit is due to everybody. And it's not going. Kata's case is not going to stop me from doing what I've been doing. It's just that it's big because it's my son's cousin, and that's like Denise. And what she did say to me as she's transitioned, she said, "You are my," and she did say thank you. And that was on from another medium, Candace. What's her name?
Candace Story, she did Kanika. She did Kanika's story. She did Quadi's story. She did a whole bunch of people's
I'm be
stories.
honest, I don't like that lady.
Candace,
Yeah, I don't like.
yeah, she scared me when she did the interview with my son. It freaked me completely out. But
Now, I just say that at this point, I'm just praying that they they're
if they was bones right there, then Candace Starr said it. It's another person out there.
I just feel like the investigation is not going to continue on to find a third party. I feel like they're going to leave it where it's at based upon it's a lot of slipping doors in. You know what I mean? And I got to be careful for me as well because those higher ups, it can get real out, you know?
It's
Well,
starting to seem to
they
me,
was cutting the grass today.
but it's starting to sound like they are involved.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting from it. It's starting to look like I think that I could be wrong, but this is just my intuition telling me that that kid Keon has police connections somewhere, and I bet you if you look at his background, he's gonna have police connections somewhere.
They keep saying that the dad and
And,
I
uh,
couldn't confirm that because the cousin didn't tell me that. So
but money talks.
Okay.
they the mom live in a mansion, a mini mansion. She lives in a mini mansion in Dover, Delaware. Like literally, it's crazy.
At the end of the day, let's just say for the sake of whoever did it, whether they think it's the boyfriend or him, did this before and knew exactly where to go and how to do it and got away with it last time and thought they was gonna get away with it this time, but did not know that the people was gonna be consistent
That's right, baby.
Oh,
and on top of trying to find this individual, and also did not know that it was gonna catch this much media attention.
mm-hmm. It
That's
wasn't supposed to happen this way.
time.
It
They
was
had more police out there than they had for the cops. But
so
today, I guess the mayor and them wants to tear the school down. So I guess the police, that's remember that. The police don't want it tore down. So what they did after the little visual they had today, they actually was out there with all these landscapers like cutting everything down.
They did that before the visual.
Oh yeah, it looks nice. You can actually see.
That's crazy.
They did that before the visual. Matter of fact, one of the rocks cracked my windshield of my door. Yeah,
So
y'all school district. Yeah, y'all gonna pay me for my window. I want no fix, please. Thank you.
so what did Gabby's friend tell you guys?
I have no comment on that because I have not spoken to any of them. I just heard bits and pieces of it, and
Mhm.
my I didn't.
I did. I just heard bits and pieces. I didn't talk to the friend Bree did, but I did see where Gabby was saying her and her friend got into a big argument. I seen the text message when the friend actually turned both of them in.
Yeah.
The friend is the one that called the police when they first said that. Oh, when they first said that Gabby was missing, the friend called the police and turned him into.
That's crazy. So Bree is the one who talked to them because I feel like I think Gabby is involved in this. This is my opinion. I think Gabby is definitely involved. Bree, what did Gabby's friend tell you?
so
Damn it! Somebody keep calling her phone.
I don't know why they do that. They see people on live or whatever the case may be, and they just call
They
like
know we
like
on
you
here
that
because
special.
I shared it on my page for people not to call us, and it's a bunch of people in the
I'm
question box.
sorry, my phone has been popping nonstop. It's on do not disturb, and it's still they just keep ignoring the do not disturb. So I'm gonna make my situation quick so y'all guys could go ahead and finish off and I'm gonna jump down.
Good.
Um she didn't want to talk about it, but she did explain that um I asked her to talk to me off of the internet because you know how the internet it can chase a person away. So she did explain that she told her girlfriend to go to the police. Her girlfriend said she would not go to the police. She told her girlfriend, though this is the one that was on TikTok. She told her girlfriend that if you know something, you need to tell the police. She said, I'm not doing that. She said, he just asked me, like, where does she live at? And, things of that sort. And I just was saying how, she walks her dog at this hour. But it doesn't just seem to me that Gabby and was just jealous. She was jealous as well. Why was she jealous? Because she was Keon. You understand what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
lied to her friend and said she wasn't doing that with Keon. In all reality, she was. She's actually in the car with him, and you can tell like how their body language is when she's in the car with him on one of her videos on TikToks. Gabby wasn't in a relationship with Keon and didn't want Keon in their life, but Gabby was his best friend, and she also had a hatred towards. They both didn't like Kada because her vibrant ways and her personality. So the female thing. You know how females are, they catty. So it was more so on that level. But Gabriella, that's what her name is, she definitely knows what happened. She definitely should be, arrested to I mean, come on. Like, it's just common sense. And the girl speaking on it. And even the girl from TikTok. So I said to her, I said, well, where's your girlfriend at? She was like, oh, she's home. And I said, well, what is she going to do? She was like, she doesn't want to say anything. She was like, but she lied to me about a lot of things. She lied to me that she never had sex with Keon. She lied to me that she wasn't messing with him when she was like 15 or 16. And if you watch her videos, she gives me mental, like how she's talking on TikTok about the situation. And she also mentions it, well, after a while, somebody asked her in the live, but she took it down or something. And they said, well, where's she at? She's like, she's at a school. They're like, well, what school? I can't really tell you that. And this is how she's talking. So it's like, when, like you said, when police don't get involved and they don't do certain things, that lets me know that is a higher up involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and regardless if the system fails us as a community, as natives, I still feel like this is bigger than that right now. This is some more, because why was Keon allowed to release, like the DA said on a press conference? Why was he released after from strangulation and what was it, rape or beating the two other females or something like that?
Yeah.
How was he allowed to come home? How
The
was that?
judge,
Because
that wasn't the DA fault. The
it
judge did that.
never
The
Yeah.
judge
That was
dropped the
going to be.
No, no,
case.
no. I said the DA said they was upset about that. Like he was never supposed to be released. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
well,
Like,
but they said they
gotta
had to
understand
do what the
it
judge
from
said.
the court.
oh, okay.
That's
It,
what I'm telling you. If you look into his background, there's a reason why that judge would just look at that and be like, "Oh no, just let him go." Come on,
Hmm.
like, you got
Hmm.
connections up in there. I do believe in.
Definitely believe he got some connections because you gotta remember the mother and the father was into church. So a lot of times when you went to church real heavy, you be knowing a lot of connections. I do believe he got a lot of connections because there's no way you've been already charged with
For sure.
three
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell
three kids already. You already been charged for three different people and nothing's been done. The kidnapping you had before, you had a $250,000 bail. You got right out on 20,000. There was no way that your bail was that low at all. Because if it was me to strangle somebody, my bail would have been sky high. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So yes, he definitely had some connections. Um, they have some inside connections. I don't know how, but even with Shaka taking the case, I really hope he drop off the case because for
I,
you to go up there and represent someone that literally strangled a young girl and beat on her the way I'm hearing it happen is ridiculous. He
and
needs
that's
to be
clout.
canceled out.
And that's about $1 in clout right there for real. You know? And Shaka is out of pocket for that one.
if I could take that case, he has a funeral home that he owns called Paradise Gardens.
Mm.
And if you take that case, I don't recommend nobody in the city of Philadelphia or
Yeah.
Chester
Why would you even do such a thing?
or
Like, do Shaka have kids? Do Shaka know what that's like? And far as the boyfriend, I don't think the boyfriend physically had hands on. I think somebody's the brains out of this thing. You know what I mean? And it's like ping ponging. Like I have the higher ups, I have that, and that's anybody, but I don't think it's enough people involved to get to the bottom of things how they need to. I feel as though this case wouldn't even be talked about right now if we as a community didn't get on this case. If we left this case alone, they would have left this case alone. It just would have been a body deterioration.
Somebody called her again. That is
They so ignorant. They see her on here though. They in the question box asking all these questions.
And
Ask Buddhas.
I just
I'm gonna end because people keep calling me.
Okay, so do me a favor before you leave, Bree. How can they find you on social media? Because I want my people to go support you as well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So on Instagram, I'm spelled BREE Way WAY and underscore the number five. So it's Bree Way underscore five on Instagram. And on TikTok, I'm spiritual Bree, BREE. Um, yeah, on TikTok.
Bree, and then what was your Instagram one more time?
Bree Way, BREEWAY underscore five. And spiritual is it spiritual Bree on TikTok? Diaz. What am I? Spiritual B?
Yeah, you spiritual Brie on TikTok and you Breeway underscore 5 on Instagram.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's right. Spiritual.
Mods, do me a favor. Drop her link for her in the chat for her TikTok and her
Okay, Brie, you see the chat box down there?
Yeah, I see it.
Girl, I wish you answered some questions. They going off in the comments, girl.
Okay, let me see.
My whole Instagram is in here.
damn. I didn't even see all this.
They all my followers. They is so new. They where I go, they go.
Yep, it is.
In the comments.
I, I love my girls. They go anywhere. We love you, Diaz. I love y'all too.
Diaz, how can they find you as well?
Oh, y'all know where I'm at. I'm Diaz. What am I?
553.
Diaz. Diaz is back. What is it? Diaz underscore is
Yeah,
back.
I think it is that. Yeah.
Yeah, Diaz underscore is back. And on
Discord
TikTok, TikTok, 55312
55312. Okay. Diaz 55312. Got you. So
on
that's
TikTok.
that's how y'all can find them if y'all want to go support them to my people.
Remember, if you look up Quadair Diaz, which is Diaz, and the Thor Scott Thomas, you will be able to find me on any platform. They are the two boys that went missing in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2024 of March 7th. Asar was missing for 31 days. Quadi was missing for 41. I walked day and night, every day, in the rain, in the snow. I was out there until I found my son and also his belongings. So a lot of y'all know me from that story too.
Got you.
And I searched in the woods for my boy in the woods.
Okay,
No police. No police
okay.
helped me. They lied and told me. Some days they told me you gotta stop searching, Diaz. We're coming out there to do a search with the dogs. I would sit in the car and nobody would come out and I would do my own search. I had people in the river holding logs together. So that's where y'all would know me from.
and not just that, but she was also mentally scorned even after finding her son
Yes.
and ripped off and overly charged.
Overly charged to
Okay,
the
All
that,
right.
funeral home.
that's that's
So,
that's 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 mental. That's mental. That's mess you up mentally by itself. On top,
Part
I'm exiting out. All right,
Okay,
Diaz. I love you all.
salute to Bree, Diaz, and Evron. Is there anything y'all want to get out before? I still got a bunch of content to get out myself. So
yeah, I just want to say thank you to Bree for allowing um the spirit to lead you physically to
there,
the
y'all.
to be able to hear the cry help. It was because of that cry help which led everyone to come and put the footwork in, something that the cops should have did and did not fully do, and then lied to us, the community, and told us that they did a thorough search and they didn't. It's just sad, and I feel like the police district, they did what they could do, in other areas as far as tips and everything was concerned, but they lied. They should not have lied and said they did a thorough search behind the school, all the way to Sitton Avenue and all the way to Haynes Street, and they didn't.
got you.
That's my
Yeah,
that's
because it actually had us arguing feature. It actually had me arguing with Bree and Hookah. I mean, and that's what I call him, Hookah. Had me arguing with them because they Bree just so consistent in going back to the school, and I'm like, we wasting time. You feel me? And now I'm screaming on through the phone, and sure enough,
but
that's where she was at.
thank you for broadcasting this story. Thank you for the opportunity to come up and shed my opinion and theory and overview of the whole situation. We're gonna continue to pray for the family and one another. This has mentally messed me up. Just the fact that I was right there. We all was right there. It was a group effort. And I want to say thank you to everybody came out, everybody who came out to help to search in some way, shape, or form. You might not have been to the school, you probably was somewhere else. So I want to say thank you to everybody. And then you couldn't search, you was praying, that counts too.
Salute, man. And how can they find you on social media?
On Instagram, I have two Instagrams. My main page is hookah underscore world 1300, and my backup page is master underscore Evron 28.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate all of y'all for pulling up, man, and having this conversation with me, man. I will be in touch with y'all, and I'm gonna continue this live. And if anything, we'll be back in touch, man. I appreciate y'all.
Much.
Okay, if anything else new
All right.
come about, I'll reach out to you myself to
Okay.
let you know.
All right, I appreciate all y'all for pulling up, man. Thank y'all so much. And I'm gonna drop this interview separately after this live ends, so y'all can share it to your people.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, thank y'all. I appreciate all y'all. Salute. All right, salute to them, Ratchet Gang. Salute to all of them, man. That was dope. So I'm gonna end that, and we're gonna continue this live. Don't leave, y'all.